Okay, here we have a 2006-2007 Yamaha R6. We are going to be installing a set of TSTindustries flush mount signals. And to do that, we will take off these fasteners right here. 1, 2, and 3. This is the least invasive method. You can go ahead and take all these plastics off if you wish to do this installation, but we've chosen a way that is minimally invasive and the quickest way as well. So here we go. This will allow you access to the underneath of this fairing right here, and you will need to remove your stock signals from the signal well. You'll also need to unclip them from the wiring. This is the plug for the signal. Okay, so the most popular way to wire up your new signals is to take a part of the wiring harness from the OEM signals that you're taking off from the bike and not using, cutting off a piece of that harness essentially and reusing it on these new signals. So what you'll need to do is cut off a section, we recommend about 4 inches, and strip the wires. You will also need to cut off the connectors on your new signals, and then you will strip these wires. Okay, I'm going to twist these wires together, and I'm going to insulate them with electrical tape. It's important to get them nice and tight so they're not loose, so they don't jiggle around and cause bad connections. What you want to do is make sure that you have enough tape on here so when you put these together there's no way of making electrical contact. And then you press them together, and you'll throw another layer of tape on top of that just to make sure that they're immobilized. And now you have a nice neat connection, also with a strain relief feature in it. And I think we're ready to put this on the bike. Okay, so now we will have to take care of trimming the nut just a little bit because of the space restrictions behind the fairing. If you look at the inside of that fairing, behind that hole, there are actually features that prohibit this nut from fitting properly in the shape that it is. So what we're going to do is take some diagonal cutters. You can do this with diagonal cutters, or you can do it with heavy shears. Just trim a little bit of this off. Be careful not to trim too much off, because then it won't lock the signals in place. We just want to get rid of a little bit of the surface area. You have to do this all the way around this rim, because as you tighten the nut onto this threaded stud here, it has to be able to revolve 360 degrees around. Okay, now that we have this nut ready, we are ready to proceed with the installation in the fairing. In this next step, we're going to insert signal into the fairing. Align it nicely with the well that the signal was designed to fit into, like so. And then we're going to get inside the fairing, find the wire, and bring it up to the top. We're going to insert the nut onto the wire. Be careful not to disturb the electrical connections. You can do this patiently, you won't have a problem. Now you will thread the nut onto the threaded stud behind the fairing. You get it nice and tight. If you're using tools to tighten this, make sure you do not over tighten. These parts are made of plastic and they will snap. Now just make your electrical connection using the plug into the harness plug, and it should be ready to go. We'd like to give it a nice little test, and we're blinking. Now we're good to reassemble everything in the reverse order of disassembly. So, using this non-invasive method, we really only have 3 screws to put back in.